Pretty much, yeah. I don't know if you can hear me there in Fresno. Is council okay with us going ahead with just audio?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, why don't we call the meeting to order then, and ask the clerk if she would, to take a roll call.
Okay, Ms. Dunn?
Here.
Mr. Stovall?
Here.
Dr. Na? And Dr. Muller? Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Let me just ask first, hopefully everyone's had a chance to take a look at the consent calendar. Do we have any items that would like to be removed from the consent calendar or any public comment? Okay, hearing none, maybe we have a motion on the consent calendar.
I so move.
A motion by Ms. Dunn. Did I hear a second from Dr. Mueller there?
Yes, I second it.
Okay, yeah, we're kind of at a loss for seconds here, so. Okay, if the clerk would take the roll.
Okay, Ms. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Stovall?
Yes.
Dr. Muller?
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Let's turn then to the public hearing portion of our meeting and ask all those who will be testifying to raise your right hand and respond. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the testimony you should give in the matters before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, the record should reflect all responded affirmatively. Let's go then to the individual items. But I do have a question for council. If I noticed that items A through D are all effectively the same thing, except perhaps just the poundage of the pollution and the economic impact. Is it acceptable to council to just combine the hearings on those?
We did that last time, correct?
I believe we did, yeah.
If everybody's okay with it, we'll do that.
Okay, do we have any objection to that then? Hearing no objection, we'll combine S2319S, which is McKittrick Limited, S2320S, Bear Mountain Limited, S2321S, Live Oak Limited, and S2322S. And I guess petitioners can still remain seated. If you have a comment, then we'll ask you to come up. But Chris, I believe you did the work on all of these, so I'll turn the floor over to you.
That's correct. Before I start, though, who is there from the facilities?
Right. Why don't we maybe if you could.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, they can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Corey Eager, representing those 4 facilities you just mentioned.
Oh, all 4. Okay. Anyone else from 4 mentioned? Okay. Well, that made it easy. Come on up, Corey. Yeah, sure. Okay, Chris, it's all yours.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Kalash. I'm the air quality specialist with the district. And before you this morning is McKittrick Limited, Bear Mountain Limited, Live Oak Limited, and Badger Creek Limited. These facilities are power generation facilities. They all have data acquisition and handling systems, or as I'll refer to them throughout the remainder of this, DAHS. They are connected to their continuous emissions monitoring system analyzers, and these need to be replaced. The emissions data will not be captured while they're DAHS is replaced, and during the subsequent loop checking to make sure the signals from the SEMS analyzers are connected correctly. The facility is going to be out of compliance due to operating without capturing and recording the emissions data. McKittrick, Bear Mountain, Live Oak, and Badger Creek have all requested a short variance from the applicable requirements of district rules in addition to the applicable conditions of their subject permits. The requested variances would be for a non-consecutive 48-hour period that will occur sometime between August 15th, 2023 and September 15th, 2023 inclusive. If granted, the variances will allow McKittrick, Bear Mountain, Live Oak, and Badger Creek to operate their facilities without a functioning DAHS. All of these facilities are under contract to provide electrical power to PG&E, and to avoid monetary penalties and fees, they must be available to start up and provide electricity within 1 hour of being dispatched. The existing emission control equipment will be functional and operating during the variance period at all of these facilities. No excess emissions are expected during the variance period at all of these facilities. The district believes the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that McKittrick, Bear Mountain, Live Oak, and Badger Creek be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 3 and 4. And this concludes the district's presentation.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Any questions? Okay, Dr. Mueller, any questions? I just want to confirm, since I sort of misspoke earlier, there actually are no emissions for any of these 4 items. Is that correct, Chris?
No.
That is correct.
Okay, and just to clarify with council, would you like to have individual motions for each of these, or can the motion be combined?
I think we should do individual motions for each.
Okay, that'd be fine. So let's go ahead then with, do we have a motion on McKittrick Limited docket S2319? Well,
Yeah.
hold on, I get 3 steps
Whatever you're
ahead of
doing.
myself here. Would you like to add anything, Corey?
Yeah, so I just echo everything staff said. Yeah, so and the data acquisition and handling system, we call it DAS for short. We are replacing the DAS. Our current DAS only has the capability to generate an XML file, which is what we submit quarterly to the EPA. The new EPA quarterly reporting system is requiring a JSON file, which this new DAS will provide. So while we're switching it out, we're required to be online and recording the emissions when the turbine's on. Unfortunately, to install it and to test it and make sure everything is functioning properly, we have to be operating without a DAS while the turbine's operating. So we will be in violation, which is why we're petitioning for the variance. Yeah, so that's...
Okay. Any questions for the petitioner? Okay. And will I provide the opportunity for public comment? Is there any public comment? Not seeing any here. Anything up in Fresno?
There's no public comment online or in Fresno.
Okay, thank you. With that, then we'll close the hearings on all of the items and see if we have a motion on McKittrick Limited S2319S.
Okay, I will do that. So I move to approve McKittrick Limited's petition for a short variance set forth in docket number S-23-19F with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. This variance shall be effective for the period of August 15th, 2023 and September 15th, 2023 inclusive, or until the DAS has been replaced and returned to compliance and operation, whichever one occurs first, and of course, shall be subject to those conditions on pages 3 and 4 of the staff report.
Thank you. A motion by Ms. Dunn, second,
I second it.
Mueller. Okay, second by Dr. Mueller. The clerk would take the roll.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Dr. Mueller.
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Let's go
Stovall, real
down to-
quickly. Ms. Dunn, can we have you turn your mic on, please?
Sorry.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's go to, S2320F. It's a short variance for Bear Mountain Limited. Do we have a motion on that?
I guess I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion again by Ms. Dunn.
Yeah. I move to approve the petition to Bear Mountain Limited of Bakersfield, a short variance, number S-23-20S. With the, let's see. Okay, with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. The variance will be effective for the dates between August 15th, 2023 and September 15th, 2023 inclusive, or until the DOS has been replaced and returned to compliant operations, whichever occurs first. And of course, they're subject to those conditions on pages 3 and 4 of the staff report.
Okay, and Dr. Mueller, do we have a second?
I second it.
Motion by Ms. Dunn, second by Dr. Mueller. Clerk would take the roll.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Dr. Mueller.
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Thank you. Granted. Let's turn then to S2321S, Live Oak Limited. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I'll continue.
Okay, Ms. Dunn.
So, I move to approve to Live Oak Limited in Bakersfield, a petition for a short variance set forth in docket number S-23-21S, with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. The variance shall be effective for the period of August 15th, 2023 and September 15th, 2022 inclusive, or until the DOS has been replaced and returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first. And of course, they have to be subject to the conditions in the report on pages 3 and 4, staff report.
Okay, motion by Ms. Dunn. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Second by Dr. Mueller. The clerk would take the roll on that one.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Dr. Mueller.
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Thank you. Let's turn then to S2322S, Badger Creek Limited. Do we have a motion?
Yes. I move to approve to Badger Creek Limited in Bakersfield, California, a short variance set forth in docket number S-23-22S, with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in this staff report. The variance shall be effective from August 15th, 2023 and September 15th, 2023 inclusive, or until the DOS has been replaced and returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first. And of course, they're subject to the conditions on pages 3 and 4 of the staff report.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Dunn. Motion by Ms. Dunn. Do we have a second? Dr. Mueller?
I second it.
Okay, second by Dr. Mueller. The clerk will take the roll.
Okay, Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall.
Yes.
Dr. Mueller.
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So granted. Thank you. Clerk.
Bye. Sorry.
And thank you, must have been a lot of, and Dr. Miller. Okay,
Yeah.
so, let's move then to, more, traditional, hearings, I guess. Go to, S 2323S, short variance for Era Energy LLC.
Good morning.
Come on.
My name is Will Kuhn, and I'm a air quality specialist here at the district.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I apologize.
Okay.
You're gonna introduce the petitioners.
Oh, I apologize.
No, no problem.
Thank you, Will. We'd have the petitioners identify yourself and you spell your last name for the record. Appreciate it. Yeah, you go. There you go.
My name is Sam Parks, last name is spelled Parks, and I'm an environmental specialist for the Title V group.
Jordan Wyrick, last name Wyrick. I'm the process supervisor for the requesting variance.
Okay, thank you, George.
All right.
Okay, and Will, I think you have this one. So
Yes.
the floor is yours.
Good morning. Will Kuhn with the air quality, I'm an air quality specialist at the district. And before us today is Era Energy LLC, or Era. They operate an equipment associated with the production and storage of light crude oil and gas from the Lost Hills oil field in Kern County. The produced oil and gas is routed to the Lost Hills 1 or LH1 dehydration facility, or DHI. As required by District Rule 4623 and the facility's permit conditions, the subject tanks and vessels are to be maintained in a leak-free condition and controlled by a functional and operating vapor recovery system, or VRS. Era needs to replace a section of pipe on the VRS serving the tanks at the LH1 DHI. This section of pipe cannot be isolated and requires a shutdown of the VRS to complete the work. During the shutdown period, the tanks will operate with pressure vacuum valves and be maintained at a constant level to minimize emissions. Era has requested a short variance from the applicable requirements of District Rules 2070, 2080, 2201, 2520, and 4623, in addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits. The requested short variance period would be effective for a non-consecutive 144-hour period to occur sometime between August 10th, 2023 and October 10th, 2023 inclusive. If granted, the variance would allow Era to continue to store VOC containing liquids in the subject tanks without a functional or operating VRS while the pipe section is replaced. And that concludes the district's presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do we have questions for Will?
No.
I just a quick question, Will. I assume you're adopting the economic impact and the excess emissions.
Mr. Stovall.
Yeah,
Correct.
go ahead.
Okay.
There's a little bit more.
Yeah, the district believes the required finding is set forth by the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Era Energy LLC be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 2 and 3.
No.
Or
4 and 5.
4 and 5 of the staff report.
Yeah, that's recommendation.
3, 4, and 5. maybe.
Can you clarify the page number?
Yes.
Would it be?
It looks like it's pages 2, 3 through 5.
3, 4, 5.
4 and 5.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pages 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. The district believes the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Era Energy LLC be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 3 through 5 of the staff report. And that concludes the district's presentation.
Okay, thank you, Will. So, just a quick question. So that would be about 1,950 pounds of VOCs if the full time were used. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that would be at a cost if full time were used, it would be $176,000 per day. That'd be about $1.2 million.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Any other questions?
No, I got that one too, yeah.
Okay. Would, the petitioners like to add anything?
No, I mean, it's pretty standard, variance for us. I mean, having to repair or replace pipe. And so in order to do so, like they presented in the staff report, we have to shut down the vapor recovery system to do it safely. And so, we're hoping to be able to do it in a shorter period than the 144 hours, but we just need to make sure that we have enough time allotted so that we can complete the work safely.
Any, okay.
No, fine.
Any questions for petitioners? Dr. Mueller, anything?
No.
Okay, hearing no questions, let's see if we have any public comments. I'm not seeing any here in Bakersfield, Fresno.
There is no public comment in Fresno or online.
Okay. With that, then we'll close the hearing and see if we have a motion. Maybe Dr. Mueller, do you feel like making a motion?
I'll try it here. I don't have one sheet, but I propose that we have a short variance for Era Energy LLC on docket number S23-23S. That the short variance be granted and that they follow recommendations on page 3, 4, and 5, and that the variance shall be effective for noncompliance consecutive for a 144-hour period to occur sometime between August 10th, 2023 and October 10th, 2023, inclusively, or until the proposed work is completed and the VRS is returned to compliant operations, whichever comes first. And the required six and the required six findings made on page 2 and 3, I believe, be fulfilled. Yeah. I'm a little rusty on that. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mueller. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to surprise you. I just, I think Mr. Dunn was getting a little bit hoarse here with all that. So, second.
I second that motion.
Motion by Dr. Mueller, second by Ms. Dunn. Clerk will take the roll.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Dr. Mueller?
Yes.
Through to the chair, motion passes.
Thank you. Brandon, go then to S2324S, another Era.
Energy.
We have Sam is here again for the petitioner, and we have a new face.
Yes, my name is Nicholas Manning, M-A-N-N-I-G. I'm the process supervisor of the facility under those variables.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Shannon, I think this is yours.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. My name is Shannon Moore. I'm an air quality specialist with the district. Before you this morning is Era Energy LLC. They operate equipment associated with the production and storage of crude oil and gas at the Bell Ridge oil field in Kern County. Crude oil production from the operation is treated at the Section 2 dehydration facility. District rules and air permit conditions require the storage tanks and vessels at the facility be controlled by a functional and operating vapor recovery system and be maintained in a leak-free condition at all times. In order to ensure performance and reliability of equipment at the DHI 2 facility, Era needs to conduct maintenance on the electrical control center. The proposed work includes cleaning the electrical equipment, testing 2 transformers, testing 2 main breakers and replacing them as needed, and exercising more than 60 feeder breakers. The vapor recovery system will need to be shut down in order to complete the project. Era expects the work to require a minimum of 16 hours. However, they are requesting a variance for 48 non-consecutive hours as a contingency in case they need to troubleshoot and resolve unforeseen problems. During the variance period, the tanks at DHI 2 may continue to receive oil production, including production from wells with closed casing vents. The tanks are equipped with pressure vacuum valves to minimize emissions, although intermittent venting could occur. Therefore, Era has requested a short variance from requirements of the applicable district rules. In addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits, the requested short variance would be effective for a non-consecutive 48 hours to occur sometime between September 15th, 2023 and November 14th, 2023 inclusive. If granted, the variance would allow ERA to continue to store VOC-containing liquids in the subject tanks without a functional or operating vapor recovery system, and allow wells with closed casing vents to produce into tanks that do not have a functional or operating vapor recovery system. ERA has estimated or calculated that excess emissions associated with this variance could be as high as 448 pounds of VOCs over the duration of the variance period. The district has reviewed the calculations and finds them to be adequate approximation for variance purposes. If the variance is not granted, ERA would need to shut in production of approximately 32,000 barrels of oil per day at a cost of approximately $2.4 million per day. The district believes the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that ERA Energy LLC be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5. And that concludes the district presentation.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. Do you have any questions for Shannon? Okay, none by Ms. Dunn. Dr. Mueller, anything?
No.
Okay. Would the petitioner like to add anything?
I think Shannon covered it all. I mean, everything that's in the petition is exactly as what we're planning on doing.
Okay. Any questions for the petitioner? Okay, not hearing any questions. Let's see then if we have any public comment. Not seeing any here in Bakersfield. Do we have anything in Fresno or online?
We do not have any comment in Fresno or online.
Okay, with that then we'll close this hearing and see if we have a motion.
I'll help you out.
Okay. Got her voice back.
I move to approve ERA Energy LLC of Bakersfield, the Bell Ridge Oil Field for a short variance set forth in docket number S-23-24S with that required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. This variance shall be effective for the period between September 15th, 2023 and November 14th, 2023 inclusive. Oh, it's a 48-hour period, right? Or until the subject work is completed and the VRS is returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first. And of course, it's subject to the conditions on page 4 and 5 of the staff report.
Okay, motion by Ms. Dunn. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay, second by Dr. Mueller. The clerk would take the roll, please.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Stovall,
Yes.
Dr. Mueller.
Yes.
Due to the chair, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move down to S-2325S, short variance for Current Energy. The petitioners would,
Mr. Stovall, Current Energy
Yes.
has withdrawn their
Withdrawn.
request for variance.
well, that makes it easy.
Makes it easy, doesn't it?
Okay, then let's turn then to the time for public comment, and I'll go ahead and read the required statement. This time is made available for comments from the public on matters within the board's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda. It's requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. Public may make comments after each board agenda item during the time allowed for public comment. Additionally, state law prohibits the hearing board from acting on matters that are not on this agenda. Not seeing any public comment here in Bakersfield. Anything online or in Fresno?
There is no public comment in Fresno or online.
Okay, great. Thank you. Don't think we have any new business. Anything anybody wants to probably have to add it to the next agenda item if we had some, but okay. Well, with that then, I guess hearing board member comments. You know, it's amazing to me you guys do so well.
Yeah.
In difficult circumstances. I appreciate the staff's efforts on this.
I'm fine.
Dr. Mueller, anything?
Nothing.
Okay. If not, then we'll, just remind you the meeting, September 13th, 2023. It's, year's moving along. And with that, we are adjourned.
Great. Thank you.
all.